Hi, and thanks for watching On Call for All Kids. Today's topic is about the gift of failure. We'll be discussing how you can let go to give your kids more independence, how to be comfortable letting your kids fail, and why this is actually beneficial for their self-esteem. I am joined by Dr. Jennifer Katzenstein. She is the Director of Psychology and Neuropsychology here at JohnsHopkinsAllChildren'sHospital. And I love this topic because so often we hear about that helicopter parent and just trying to make sure their kids are perfect and getting everything they need. But failing is actually okay.
Failing's okay, and it's time to land the helicopter. And I think as parents, it's really hard to do that because we want to see our kids happy and successful. And a part of our identity as parents and loving them is doing things for them sometimes that may prevent them from having the opportunity to learn from their mistakes.
How, as a parent, do we get comfortable with the idea of letting our kids fail?
It's really difficult, especially when you may be a parent who's been doing a lot for a long time for your kids. But as a new parent like myself, it's opportunities that you have in your daily life to stop and think. It may not be the easiest or the quickest way to do things, but is this a chance for my child to do this on their own, maybe with some very minimal teaching or support, and give them that opportunity for success? Because one thing I want parents to keep in mind is that when you're doing things for your kids, we're also telling them that we don't trust them to do that on their own.
That is a really good point. What are some examples of controlled failing?
So controlled failing can really go across the full spectrum. So it might mean allowing your toddler to put their shoes on by themselves, or having them prepare a really easy snack for themselves. Up into even middle school and high school, the hardest one I think is when you see that homework lying on the kitchen table or maybe in their bedroom and you know it's due today, not rushing it to school, or not rushing to school with a permission slip or their lunchbox when you know they've forgotten it, because it's a really great opportunity to learn from our mistakes, and by not rushing it in, you can assure that it probably won't happen again.
So what are your thoughts on this? As a parent myself, sometimes I feel like I catch myself doing something when I shouldn't be because it's easier for the sake of time or whatever the case may be. But what do you say to that?
I say to that to try to find times when we can take the extra few minutes to give that independence back, because that's the hardest part. We live busy lives. Sometimes after school we need to get out the door and make it to a sports practice or to swim, and it's just easier as parents to collect everything up that we need. But a great example too is starting to talk to your child about them having responsibility for whatever their needs are for that sports practice or after school activity, and having that ready to go by the door or in the car in the morning, so that they're gaining independence for organization and preparing to make sure they have all of their needs. And again, if they forget it, the logical consequence is that they don't have it for that sports practice or for maybe that theater production.
So just kind of implementing that. It's the night before, hey, let mommy or daddy help you in the beginning, and this is what we're going to do, and then remind them that's what they need to be doing.
Starting small, starting with a few things here or there. If you've been doing a lot for a long time, this isn't the time to just stop doing everything.
Yeah.
But pick a few opportunities, and maybe especially for early adolescents and for teenagers, this is a great time to talk to your kids about just that. I would love for us this morning to talk through what we need for this afternoon. We're going to make this checklist together and have your child, your teenager, your tween make that list themselves and keep it in a place where they know it's going to be every morning, so that they can go through that checklist, have everything ready for the afternoon, and eventually we can fade all of that away because it will just happen automatically.
Well, as parents and as adults, we are bound to fail too. Failure doesn't stop throughout our entire life, and that's not a bad thing either. How can we best model that when it happens to us for our children who are little sponges, soaking all of this up?
Constantly. And really the important part is we can't stop every failure. We can't stop every negative obstacle from happening in our children's lives, and to reframe that into positive opportunities to learn. So as parents, those things are happening in our daily lives. Maybe something doesn't go as well as we hoped it would at work, or we get some negative feedback about something that we did. Those are prime times to talk to your child about what you were expecting, how hard you worked, and if it didn't work out, how you were able to calm yourself down and even reframe your thoughts to make it more positive.
All right, Dr. Katzenstein, thank you so much
for having me.
Joining us to talk about the gift of failure. It is okay to fail. It's just all about what we're teaching our kids. Thank you for watching today. You can always visit our website. Lots of great information there on pediatric healthcare. It's HopkinsAllChildren's.org/newsroom, or leave us a comment below on this video and let us know a topic you would like us to look into and speak to our experts about. We'll see you next week.